Welcome everybody to another episode of 265 Club. It's your boy AB coming in late. King Diamond and brought us in late. You know, he was getting pulled over and frisked by the police. So
Don't be going too far with everything. You taking stuff you be going too extra.
no, I'm just telling the people the truth, man. That's all.
That's not the truth. You like out here telling lies.
No.
I just got a warning, and I'm looking at the warning. This officer butchered everything. The only thing he got right is my address. My date of birth's incorrect. My driver's license. My name is not the right name. Oh, all right, cool. Let me go back and drive around the corner a few times. When they pull me over, I'm like, "That's not me, officer. I don't know who that is."
Yeah. Are you sure he wasn't drunk himself?
I know, right? But nah, he was cool. He just gave me a warning. I respect that. You know, they be, some officers be like, "Oh, quota, gotta get my quota. Here's your ticket. Here's your $150 ticket for having it." I'm like, all right, bro.
Tax dollars, man. Gotta get them.
Uh,
Gotta get them. But how was your Thanksgiving / week of Thanksgiving?
Everything was good for Thanksgiving. We went over to relative's house. I made
Did you make your beans?
yeah, it was Caribbean jerk baked beans. It was actually pretty fire. It was a little spicy, but they were pretty fire.
And you had people on the toilet?
Nah, everybody was saying they was slamming.
No,
I
I
think
meant because it
broke
was
by a chef.
spicy. Not because it was nasty, but
It
because it
wasn't
was
like
spicy.
it wasn't like a burn your mouth spicy. It's just like have you ever had Caribbean jerk chicken?
Yeah.
It's just it had that spice kind of to it. It wasn't like, "Oh my," I wasn't like, "Oh my god, I need some water." It was just like had that slow roast burning little, at the end.
Afterburn.
Yeah. Nothing crazy. It wasn't giving you heartburn or anything like
No,
that.
you didn't have like a Scotch bonnet in there or a
Uh,
Reaper. Okay. Okay.
it was pretty good. It was, I had some ground beef in it, some sliced sausages. It was pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I've seen some people online make it before. Some jerk baked beans. It looks good, but I never tried to make it. Sometimes I feel like that type of stuff is also a little bit too much. You know, it's like baked beans are very subtle. They're supposed to be kind of like a side dish. I feel like you do a whole lot to them, then it just kind of becomes a main dish where the beans just kind of take over. But it does look good though. I will say that.
It wasn't like that. It was. I guess you could say that it's similar, almost kind of like a chili or like something that you could eat it by itself, but it was a good side with the rest of the food that I had. So,
Yeah, with the mac and cheese and some.
uh
Yeah, yeah,
hmm
I
everything
can
was
feel it.
good. I was in there stuffed. I was like,
All the hard work you did undone.
and then
I
I
love
made
it.
a peach cobbler that went with it. See, and it's crazy when you go over See, that's how you know if you can cook, though. I mean, if you bring something to like a family get together, and you peep game on like your food compared to other people's food. Like if I bring something, and then like you look like only maybe 1, 2 people was like trying it, and then you're like, oh damn, like it wasn't that good. But when you go and it's like you make a big platter and it's like 3/4 of the platter gone, then you like, oh, that it was
Oh
slamming,
yeah,
man. It was good.
I had a good dish. Yeah,
Yeah, it was kind of like that with the desserts because I was like peeping game at everybody else's desserts, and then it was like I went to go grab my little fixing. I always wait till everybody gets some so no one can complain about, I hogged up everything that I can make by myself. And so I went and I waited a little bit. I ate my food and went back to it, and it was like I had to fight people over for just to get a little, little of the crust for the peach cobbler. I was a little mad. I was like, dang. So that's how I knew I was somewhat my dishes were good. When you got to fight for some, that's how you know it's slamming.
Yeah, absolutely. I let's see. So I went to Pittsburgh and then we was at my mom's house and my mom hosted Thanksgiving. So we had about 40 people at the crib. So it was nice. Get to see everybody, see family, hang out, whatever. I didn't make nothing, didn't need to. You know.
You flew in though, so I was like, what could you?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I could have maybe made it. We came in on Wednesday, so maybe I could have made
your
something.
mama wasn't gonna let you touch that kitchen, boy. Quit lying.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably not. So
She would have been like, "AB, step to the side. This grown folks' business right here."
so then let's see. So yeah, we did that, and then it was also Jeffrey's birthday. So
Oh,
so yeah, me and Jeffrey, I took him to Dave and Buster's, and then we saw Zootopia 2.
is it good?
And yeah, actually, I'm not gonna lie, that was probably one of the best movies of the year. Like, and that's up there. Zootopia 2 is really solid. So if you're taking your kids to see Zootopia 2, I highly recommend it. It was really good.
Yeah,
So
Ray's been considering taking Mars to go see Wicked too, the new one. She want to do like a mommy daughter thing to go see it.
yeah, I'm not a fan of I'm not a big fan of musicals, and I
It's
don't know that.
it's actually really good. The first one was at least, but the problem was it's like, of course I got a girly girl daughter, so she was like, "Oh, I want to be the pink princess and the pink witch, the pink witch." And I was like, "Nah, the green one." I was like, "You just don't know, you don't understand. Like the green one's the good one. Like that's the one you need to rock with." Well, if you haven't seen Wicked, then you don't know, but it's the storyline is different than the normal Wizard of Oz. Kind of gives you a different perspective of the Wicked Witch of the East. I think it is West, whatever she is. So it gives you a different perspective, but nah, it's all right. Yeah, there's singing involved in it, but it's pretty good storyline.
Yeah, the interviews that Ariana Grande and the other girl be doing just I don't know, they rub me the wrong way. So it's really weird, and so I just not my thing, not my thing.
To each their own. To each their own.
So, but Zootopia 2, excellent. That's a recommend. I actually haven't heard anybody's talking about that Wicked 2 at all. So I don't. I mean, it must be. I'm assuming it's decent, but I haven't heard like anything. Like when the first one came out, I heard a lot. People were saying it was really good, but I haven't heard anything on it.
Yeah, I want to see how this how the storyline continues, because the first one was pretty good. It gives you like the backstory and everything. So it's a typical Disney type movie, I guess you could say. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's yeah, I don't know if it's a Disney movie, but it got that vibe.
And then what else did we do? Yeah, that was about it. Oh, I saw a comedy show. Some guy. I can't remember his name. Like he wasn't like a household name, like a big guy. He did have a Netflix special, and he was super funny though. And we saw a comedy show, and then yeah, we just came back to New York after that. Got a little bit caught up in the JetBlue stuff with the recall on the planes. So I did have to unfortunately cancel that flight, rebook with Southwest or whatever. But
Mm.
yeah, but we got our money back for the flights, so it wasn't a big deal. And yeah, so it was a good Thanksgiving. One of the better ones, one of the more memorable ones I can remember. So
It's always good to get around with family and joke around and kids, especially when you live in different states and whatnot.
yeah,
It's like that's the best time because it's like, especially like these holidays where it's like most people stay for like a day, two, three ish, four-ish tops, because it's like you get to see everybody, and then like right before you started like I need to get out of here. Boom, it's already time to start packing and go home instead of just like staying. Because especially when we were in the military, I used to hate people used to harass you to go home. When you coming home? You haven't been in home in so long. And then it's like, all right, all right. You like you go through the whole process to get your leave, and then you get there, and then it's like everybody's working, everybody's doing their typical day-to-day thing, and you're just sitting there. It's like, bro, why am I wasting my time? I could be at
Yeah.
home doing the exact same thing. Like, it's just
Spend
not
all
worth
that money, everybody's at work
it.
or
Yeah, you gotta wait till
got
5 o'clock.
got some excuse.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that always sucks. But yeah, we had a good Thanksgiving. I hope everybody watching had a good Thanksgiving as well. Christmas just around the corner.
yeah, no,
Can't believe we're at the end of the year already, man. This year's flew by. Flew by literally. It was like March, summer, Thanksgiving, Christmas. I felt like it was like a 4 month a year. It was only like 4 months of the year.
basically everybody going 1,000 miles per hour though. That's why.
Yeah. So it was good to see family and just hang out and chill. And
How's your fantasy?
took my took an L last week.
Mm,
Yeah.
just like your
It,
Steelers, huh?
the streak, yeah, no. The streak, had to come to an end. We're winding down. I think there's only like 3 weeks left in the season anyways. But I mean, I've already clinched a playoff spot, so I'm not, it is what it is. It's funny enough at the Thanksgiving, the number 2 guy in the league was there at the Thanksgiving. So like I didn't realize who it was, like who he was.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually my brother-in-law. So I'm like, I'm sitting here like eating, and we're talking about football, and he keeps bringing up fantasy, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in this league, I'm in the church league, and he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm in that league too. I was like, wait, you are? He's like, yeah, I'm such and such team. I was like, that was you. So then, we go
Oh, the
back and
trash talking was coming.
yeah. So yeah, so we start going back and forth, whatever, talking for a little bit. And but yeah, so but I took a L. I was kind of thinking I was gonna lose this week. I had like when I did my players, I had like really low point predictions. Now obviously that's what a grain of salt. Obviously someone can come out and score 30 points when they're predicted to only have 7, but pretty much they all were solid down the line. Like if somebody was projected to have 12, he only had 12. 12. He might have even only had 10. Like it was literally that bad of a week. Like I didn't even score 100 points.
Mm.
So, and the guy I played, he was like a middle of the pack of the standings. He didn't have a winning record, but he's not terrible. But he just had way better projections for the week. So we got in there, and I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna lose. I didn't even look. I opened it up Sunday late, like 8, 9 o'clock. I saw I was losing bad. I was like, I just closed. This guy just
Close,
closed
close
it.
the
Yeah, he
I'll,
just closed the app. I just didn't even get back on.
I'll soak until I won't check it until Tuesday. And then
Yeah,
it
I
is.
was hurt. I was like, you know what? This sounds like a Tuesday morning, change my roster type thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, closed it out, and then yeah. So, but I got about 3 more weeks left, so I could I could get back on a streak. I just want to finish strong, heading into playoffs, so I can get my first opponent, give him his L and get him out of there real quick. So
How
I
many slots are
still
you guys doing? You guys doing 4 or 6?
uh it's probably only 4 because I think there's only 8 teams in
Oh
the
yeah.
so, and if that's the case, I don't think there's any more slots left for playoffs because I think
One
all
and
4.
1 and 2 might be on buys, and then you just have the 3 and 4 duke it out or something like that.
Yeah, let's see. I'll tell you right now. Hold on. I thought about joining a random fantasy NBA team. The only thing I don't like about the NBA one is you gotta change your
Daily.
every day. Yeah, every day. if you be forgetting,
Yeah, we did one when we were in Afghanistan, and that was like,
yeah,
that was pushing it. I
agree.
was like,
Yeah.
that's too much. That I don't know how people do baseball and basketball like that. Like you gotta be dedicated.
You gotta really know. Yeah, I clinched playoffs. I'm assuming there's 9 teams, so maybe there's one more spot because only one person's been eliminated from playoff contention, and that's the person who's 1-11. But so there's probably, I'm assuming, one more spot left then, because nobody else has eliminated just yet.
Got you.
But I mean, after me, everybody has a losing record, so it's one of those things where there's gonna be someone.
I mean, just gotta be blessed. That's all.
Yeah, gotta get a hot streak. Someone's gonna have a New York Giants 2007 New York Giants run.
Could happen.
Could happen.
I remember. I think it was like 2, maybe 3 years ago. I had Derrick Henry, and it was when he was. I think he was like close to getting like 2000. I think he was close to breaking the record or something like that, or it might have been like another. I think no, because he was. I think he was about to break the record with Baltimore, and then I had him when he was on Tennessee. And right when playoffs came, he got hurt, and I was like I was demolishing everybody. Him by himself was scoring like 30, 40 points. Like I was beating people by like double digits easy, like 60, 50 points. And then right when I needed him the most, it was like he went down, and I was like, oh, that threw everything off. Everybody. I was like, I can't recover. Can't recover.
Yeah, them injuries are crucial. Injuries, especially to your power positions, quarterback, running back, it's over. It's like really hard to overcome those.
Especially
Once
if it's your
Joe
top
Burrow got,
picks. Mm.
yeah, and once Joe Burrow got hurt, bro, I was sick. I was like, what am I gonna do?
He had a
Luckily,
good game last week though.
yeah, yeah. I almost picked him back up. I almost did, but I'm like, there's only 3 weeks left. He's probably not gonna do much. I'm just gonna stick with Herbert as long as he's not hurt, but he's hurt now. So
I
I
don't
don't know.
know. They still got a contentions because of your Steelers in Baltimore now. They're
Yeah,
struggling
bro.
too, so
Yeah.
they still in it.
Baltimore crept back up on us after we went on that losing streak.
Don't y'all play this week? Y'all play head to head this week, right?
Yeah, we play Baltimore. Yep.
Yeah.
Is that at the 8 o'clock game? No, it's not. Surprisingly, it is 1 p.m. But
Is it
yeah, we're
Pittsburgh?
6-6, 6-6. Baltimore 6-6. We're 6-6. The Bengals are 4-8. Browns are 3-9. Patriots 11-2.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, that's crazy. 11-2 Patriots. No Tom Brady. Who would have thought?
I mean, they got a stout defense, and Drake Maye's sound, so he doesn't make too much mistakes.
Who would have thought? Jacksonville 8-4. Broncos 10-2. 8-4 Eagles. 9-3 Bears. 7-5 Buccaneers.
All the premier teams, they're not premier right now. It's a little like Detroit's looking a little shaky, even though they won last night. Eagles look like they're just debacled. I don't know what's wrong with them. Kansas City,
City's mid. Yeah.
boy, I was all my in-laws and stuff. They're from Kansas, so they're all Kansas City Chiefs fans. And I was sitting there like, y'all just don't got it this year. And one of my cousins, he was like, "Man, I'm telling you," I was just like, "It's rough." I was like, I mean, it's
Solid. Yeah.
You guys seen your LeBron in Miami time where you guys were untouchable, but everything comes to an end.
Yeah, they were solid for almost 10 years. I mean, what, 18 to 2024, 20? I mean, they're not terrible. They're just 6-6.
It's just wear and tear. It's like Golden State. Like, I be trying to tell people, like, yo, it's like to be dominant that much and that consistently is like super rare and hard. Like the wear and tear in your body is just unnatural. Because you got to
Yeah,
think about it, you're playing way more games than everybody else. That's more wear and tear, and your off season is short because you're still in the playoffs while everyone's at home. And then on top of that, the next following year, you're getting if you win it, you're getting everyone's A game because you're the Super Bowl champs from last year, and they're like their their mountaintop is you. So it's like then you climb back up to the mountain and got to do it all over again. Like it's ridiculous.
yeah, absolutely. It's been a surprising year both for NFL and NBA. NBA is like I would say the West obviously you got your typical, but the East is a lot
Detroit,
different. Yeah,
Detroit's on
Detroit and Orlando. It's
some young guns though. Well, injuries is killing most teams because Boston still don't have Tatum back, and then Giannis is hurt.
yeah, but I think Giannis is out the door.
That might be true too, but
He out the door. But yeah, no, I mean those looking
the
it's
Knicks are the
looking rough.
Knicks. You know, they can look good for 4 out of the 5 months that they need to look good, and then that 5th month they just crumble. And then, they don't got a lot of stars in the East as much as they do in the West.
Yeah, and the Cavs have been disappointing. So interesting matchup. But all right, let's get into our people. I think did I go first last week or did you go first last week?
No, you went first. You
Okay.
said the best for last.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, you can go first this time then.
yeah, so this week I'm gonna keep it pretty quick, since I caused the delay. But my person is Mary Barra. She is the CEO of General Motors. And it's just one of those stories where you just consistency and grind gets you to where you need to be. Because I think she started it at the um, general floor at General Motors and climbed her way up to the CEO position. So it's like a quick little 83-second video, but I figured, I try to change it, keep it different from, I think Albert Einstein I did last, so I'm trying to, do a man, do a woman, so it's not, show women some love in regards to their grind. So
Talk about a rough start on the job. Mary Barra made history as the first woman to lead a U.S. automaker. She became CEO of General Motors in January 2014. 1 month later, GM issued a recall linked to a deadly ignition switch defect, blamed for at least 35 deaths and scores of injuries.
I am deeply sorry.
Mary says she didn't know about the problem before. Still, she became the face of the largest recall in GM history. She promised to change the carmaker's culture, something she knows a lot about. Mary started at GM in 1980 as an 18-year-old intern. Her dad was a factory worker there for 39 years.
And then automotive it's kind of in my blood.
She earned an engineering degree from General Motors Institute, a GM fellowship paid for her Stanford MBA. And she climbed the company's corporate ladder all the way to the top. Now, this married mother of two is charged with repairing GM's line of cars and the company's reputation. And she's making bank to do it. GM paid her more than $14 million in 2014. And that's Mary Barra in 83 seconds.
all right. So like I said, something quick, fast, and in a hurry. Up on.
I mean, the story is very inspirational, but I don't know if you can fix the brand reputations of GM. They just don't make good cars. Or is in my opinion. But
Chevy's part of General Motors.
I know they are.
Um,
And I mean my Malibu was reliable. Don't get me wrong. That was my first baby. But I've had a few GM things now, and I don't know, just some stuff goes bad on them all the time. So
To
it's
me,
just
the
cheap. It's just they're cheap to repair. So like when things go wrong, you know you're gonna be able to get those parts. They're not gonna be super duper expensive, but you're gonna have to get them. You're gonna have to pay for them.
I think it just depends on what kind of car you go for. Because I've had, it's like my third General Motors car, and haven't really had any issues. On my first car that I bought on my own, I had a Ford. Was it Taurus? I think it was a Ford Taurus. That motherfucker, Ford. Excuse my language. Ford. I can't do Ford ever again. No.
Oh yeah, I remember the Ford Taurus, the black joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right joint. It was clean, but it
Whatever.
was a
What
limited. But
happened? Whatever happened to that car?
it got totaled. I got caught in the ice storm and I
That's
hit
right.
the
That's right.
patch and
Yeah,
they totaled it out.
that's right.
So, but always transmission issues, all types of stuff with that one. I was like, dang, never again.
Yeah, don't tell Tim you don't like Ford. He's a ride or die.
No,
I mean Chevy. Sorry. Yeah. Chevy.
So, but yeah, no, I've been with General Motors the last that was 13, 14, so the last 11 years, and I don't have any issues with them. And especially with my line of work, I kind of got a more insight on, like car repairs and stuff like that. So it's like I know what cars I don't want, and then cars that I'm not gonna touch ever again. Like for me, especially in the United States, I'm not driving anything foreign. It's
I knew you were about to say that. Yeah,
nothing.
it is expensive.
It's not even just maintenance and stuff like that. If something they make it to where it's like even something so simple, it's going to cost you on average $500 to $1,000 for simple stuff. It's like I'll lease a foreign car because then you don't have too much of the responsibilities on the maintenance and stuff. So if it shambles, then you're like, here you go, take your car back. I don't want it, but never purchased to own.
Yeah, I mean, I've since I've had my Mercedes, I'm at year 5 on it. I've never had one issue. I think the only thing I've ever had to do is change the aux battery. That was it. So I feel like when I had my General Motors vehicle, my Chevy, I had the extended warranty, and that saved me because I had several recalls on my car, and so I had to take it back, take it in, and stuff like that. But luckily, the extended warranty was covering a lot of that. Obviously, the recalls are free, but I had some other issues, some sensors, and some other problems. So, that's why I'm like, I don't know. And then like the other General Motors stuff, like Buick.
I wouldn't do Buick. Cadillac, depending on what Cadillac you get. I hear like the sedans are really horrible. And then Traverse has like Chevy Traverse is like the worst car to ever get American wise.
That in the Equinox.
So.
That thing was trash. I used to drive that thing in the squadron.
Yeah.
That thing was slow as heck. That they could
talk about Flintstone. That took it. That was Seabiscuit. It took that car like 20 minutes to get up and go. It was like
they were always.
I'm going, and then
it was always in the shop. Always in the shops. Those things were.
We tried everybody and their mama tried so hard to kill that car, and it was. That's one thing you could say though is like we purposely tried to kill that car, and we could not kill it. Like
it was the Escape. That's what we were trying to kill. The hybrid.
The hybrid.
Yeah. We could not get that thing to die.
I remember we had the Jeep Commander, and it was like the steering wheel was styrofoam, and people were like taking chunks out of it. Like, I don't want to drive this, dog.
Yeah, dog. That Escape, man. That thing was like, I don't know what that thing was made of. That was like the military edition or something. That thing was solid.
Captain America.
Yeah. We had the only way we could get rid of it was the miles. I remember one time, I can't remember who was the S4 vehicle person at the time, but I just remember that I was about to get on post, and he came in to Guardmount, and he was like, "Drive the Escape. I need to get rid of that thing, and the only way I could get rid of it is if it reaches 75,000 miles or something." And then like for like 3 months, it was on like Sierra 1, so it wasn't getting like any miles. So he came back like months later, and he was like, "Why is this thing still here?" He's like, "It's been Sierra 1 this whole time." Oh,
Like, hey man, you better just do donuts in the parking lot on the flight line or something.
yeah, that Escape, man.
Yeah.
General Motors, yeah. If you want a vehicle that you can't get rid of, get that Escape.
That's Ford. Ford is
Yeah,
Escape though. But
that
yeah.
2012.
I won't say all foreign because Alexis and Toyota, they do pretty well, but it's just because they have, or Toyota, Honda, but because they have so much, like there's fantastic cars, they're so overpriced. It's like I'm not paying.
Yeah, the Camrys are always solid.
Mm-hmm.
Honda
Honda-
Civics,
Accord.
those stuff, yeah, they last forever. Honda Accords,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, those you can ride those things 200, 300,000 miles if you take good care of them.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
But her story is cool. First female CEO of a car company. That's impressive. Especially in a male dominated industry like that.
that, and then also like even though you may made a huge mistake, or something that's on your watch, you can always recover from it. So I think that's always a positive.
Yeah, I always find it weird, like the American culture and capitalism is strange because it's like the CEOs get the blame, obviously, because they're at the top or whatever. But it's like in reality, a lot of the times
They don't
it's
even
nothing.
do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it had nothing to do with them. They took office, something was jacked up, and everyone's looking at them.
It happened on your watch, like, bro.
Yeah.
I'm in meetings 24 hours a day. Like
I'm in Zoom
yeah,
calls. Yeah, yeah. Like, what you think I'm on the
my
production
my
line?
day is scheduled out for the next like 6 months. I don't even know what I can barely get time off. Like, what are you talking about? But
Yeah, so it sucks, being in a position like that, but that's why you get paid $14 million, right?
yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, listen, we're gonna blame you for everything. Anything go wrong, it's your fault."
That's what I learned in high paying jobs. Like, you just gotta take the blows because they're gonna come with the pay. It's like
Yeah,
you're gonna get cussed out. You're gonna do it, all types of stuff, and you just gotta be like, all right, my check dictates. This is what I'm prone to. So
yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Be someone's beaten stick.
yeah. But who you got?
All right, so I got someone pretty interesting. Formerly one of the richest people in the world, formerly the richest person in the world, back in 1992. He was dubbed the richest person in the world. A interesting story. So I'll just let the story speak for itself.
Is it an African that was sitting mail talking about you're a cousin of a prince?
No, yeah, no, not him.
No. Okay.
Sorry, the video. The guy passed away in '93, so there's not many pictures of him.
So it's all AI.
It's like all AI. So I apologize.
40, Part 14, Taikichiro Mori. Taikichiro Mori's life story is one of the most extraordinary examples of late blooming success. Unlike many business moguls who build their empires early, Mori spent much of his career as an academic, teaching economics at a university. It was only after he retired from teaching in his 50s that he turned seriously to real estate. Within a few decades, he became the richest man in the world. His journey proves that age is no barrier to wealth or achievement. Early life and education. Taikichiro Mori was born on August 1, 1904, in Tokyo, Japan. He grew up in a nation that was rapidly modernizing, but also facing great political and economic challenges. From a young age, Mori showed an aptitude for academics, particularly in economics. He pursued his education at Tokyo College of Commerce, now Hitotsubashi University, where he studied economics and later went on to teach. For years, Mori was not a businessman at all. He was a professor, respected in academic circles, but largely unknown outside them. Career as a professor. For most of his early career, Mori worked as an economics professor at Yokohama City University. He was well regarded as a teacher and researcher, dedicating himself to education and intellectual life. While he lived comfortably, he was far from wealthy or influential in the business world. This stage of his life seemed settled. He was an academic with little sign that he would one day become a billionaire, but life was preparing him for a dramatic shift. The turning point after 40. Mori's turn toward business came later in life. While still teaching, he made small real estate investments to supplement his income. He recognized that Japan's post-war growth and rapid urbanization made property an invaluable asset. In 1959, at the age of 55, Mori formally entered the real estate business by founding Mori Building Company. At first, it was a side venture, but he soon saw its potential. As Tokyo expanded rapidly in the 1960s and 1970s, Mori quietly began acquiring and developing prime properties in the city, building an empire. Unlike flashy entrepreneurs, Mori was patient, cautious, and strategic. He reinvested profits carefully, focusing on acquiring land in Tokyo's key districts. As Japan's economy boomed in the post-war years, demand for commercial property skyrocketed. Mori's company became known for its large office developments in central Tokyo, including projects in areas like Minato and Roppongi. His strategy was simple but effective: buy valuable land, develop high-quality buildings, and hold for the long term. By the 1980s, Japan's property market was exploding and Mori's holdings soared in value. What had begun as a quiet side business had transformed into one of the largest real estate portfolios in the world. World's richest man in his 80s. The true scale of Mori's success became evident in the early 1990s. At the age of 86, Forbes magazine named him the richest man in the world, with a fortune estimated at $13 billion. He had surpassed well-known billionaires like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, despite starting his business career decades later than most. Mori himself remained modest. He once said, "I never thought about being number one in the world. I just worked hard at my business." His wealth was not built on speculation, but on disciplined, long-term investments. Challenges and criticism. Mori's empire was not without challenges. The Japanese property bubble burst in the early 1990s, and real estate values collapsed. Yet, even in the downturn, Mori Building remained a powerful force because of its prime locations and solid developments. Critics sometimes accused him of fueling Tokyo's real estate bubble, but supporters pointed to his strategic vision and steady approach, which differed from speculative developers who borrowed heavily and collapsed during the crisis. Legacy. Taikichiro Mori died in 1993 at the age of 88. By then, his company had left a permanent mark on Tokyo's skyline. After his death, his sons, Minoru and Akira Mori, continued to expand the Mori building empire, creating landmark projects such as Roppongi Hills and Tokyo Midtown. Today, Mori Building remains one of Japan's most prestigious real estate developers, continuing the vision of a man who started late but rose to the top. The lesson of Mori's life. Taikichiro Mori's story is proof that it is never too late to achieve massive success. He spent most of his life as a professor, far from the boardrooms of power. Yet, after turning 55, he built a company that made him the richest man on earth. His life teaches us that preparation and patience matter. Decades of studying economics gave him insight into markets, and his disciplined personality helped him avoid reckless risks. Instead of rushing, he built steadily, and in the end, he surpassed everyone. Conclusion. Taikichiro Mori's rise to billionaire status after 40 is one of the most remarkable business stories of the 20th century. From professor to property mogul, from teaching students to shaping Tokyo's skyline, he proved that age is not a barrier to greatness. His story inspires us to understand that success can come at any stage of life. For Mori, the second half of his life was not retirement. It was the beginning of an extraordinary legacy. Kindly subscribe for more.
I know you said, I know you said that it was anime, but I just thought it was ironic that it went from being a Japanese Asian man to like a white guy. And then
Yeah, it slowly morphed as
I
it
was
got
like,
more
and
money.
then it went back to like a cartoon anime Asian dude, and then went back to a white guy, and then like stayed a white guy for like 4 or 5 scenes. I was like, all right,
And the AI got a little buggy there.
it's all good.
But yeah, I thought this was a very interesting and really good story. We always talk about late bloomers and the grind and the side hustle type culture. It's big right now. And everyone wants a side hustle, but slow and steady is what gets you the most return on your investment. I think the culture right now is quick, fast money. That's what everybody wants. That's why everybody's trying to get
Drug dealer money.
big Bitcoin and NFTs and all this stupid stuff that just tanks your portfolio and your investments. But if you, like Maury did, you're just patient, buy stuff, wait for its value, wait for its return, bigger portfolio, bigger over time. Next thing you know, you got $13 billion. So really
Yeah,
good story.
that's the game though. Everybody wants to suck you into like, I could get you rich now, and it's like, oh well, why would I wait if I could do it now type stuff. But yeah, that, and then like his quality of real estate and stuff like that. That's another thing. It's like these houses and these properties stuff, and like people are building crap. You see it all the time on social media and stuff, like inspectors going out to houses and showing you how really crappy some of these houses are being just thrown together. So it's like, if you build something quality, it's gonna, people are going to stick with you. You got a gold mine because people respect your product, So it's like, don't cut corners just to make a few extra bucks.
Yeah, quality over quantity for sure. And properties that are gonna stand the test of time, not fall apart in 5 years. D.R. Hortons and stuff like that. They're notorious for that. Not all of them, obviously, but some of them don't last. So definitely want to make sure you're really looking and inspecting these homes before you.
Hmm. But it's like we said, you only know what you know. You can't do what you don't know. I think us being already home owners before, or I'm still currently, but now we know what to look for. When at first we were just like, "Oh, this is a nice house," or the floors look decent, or you could might be
Two
some white
bathroom.
stuff, like,
Yeah.
like you pay attention of like the optics of the house. Now you looking like, let me see, let me
Just
see.
look at the foundation. Let me look at the
Yeah,
the hooks holding the house together. That's the most important, especially if you live in areas like I was in Florida with hurricanes and stuff. One wrong move, these houses put up too flimsy. Yep,
those
they,
fold.
they fall apart on a Cat 1 hurricane. And they're supposed to be rated up to Cat 2s. It's just stuff like that. But it's just like you said, you won't know, and it's sad because you won't know until the storm has destroyed your house that it wasn't built correctly.
Yep.
And then it's just too late. So, but that was my person for the week. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Short episode today. But we are back. We'll be back for the next couple of weeks before Christmas, and then we'll probably be on a small break for Christmas. Probably no filming on the week of Christmas
And New
or
Year's.
the New Year's. But we'll be back at the top.
Beginning of the new year, or
Yeah,
no, middle, because don't you gotta leave?
yeah. Probably middle of January. So you'll get a couple live episodes and a couple of Januaries. Maybe over the holidays we'll do a couple video game streams. Change it up a little bit. Hop on uh, something different. Do a little something different. But we appreciate you guys tuning in. You got any last words?
As always, positive mindsets make positive outcomes. This is Club 2635. You don't got to go home, but you got to get out of here.
See y'all.